Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the WFABB, or as you guys know them to be, the team that left Monet and joined iGenius towards the end of 2021. So we are going to be talking about them today. I have a little series on my channel that I am doing where I take really large teams that are in multi-level marketing companies and I make videos dedicated to them. Specifically, I have already made 2 other top MLM fails with the team WFABB. I have other MLM fails coming that have to do with other top teams in multi-level marketing companies. So I'm excited to kind of launch that so we can talk more about these specific teams. So with that being said, let's get into it. If you guys want to send me any MLM fails yourself, you can totally send those over to me. I will leave in the description down below what email to send MLM fails to and how to send them to me. I believe all of the ones that I'm talking about today were either sent to me or screenshotted and then provided to me. So I am not going to be blurring these individuals. I don't blur this team because last year when I was talking about them, I did not blur their faces. So there would be no point in blurring them in any video moving forward. So I do not blur the top leaders of WFABB. So keep that in mind. But if you do make any comments about how they look or anything like that, I will delete those comments. So the first MLM fails that we are going to look at for the team WFABB is one that was sent to me through Instagram, and it was shared on the Instagram account girlbosseswhogrift. So someone who follows them seen it and sent it to me, and I seen it. So I will link down below that Instagram account if you want to go check this out on their Instagram page.
Right? And it's a privilege to be a part of the WFABB community. So we want people that are serious, that are all in. And number 2, this shows me who I can put my energy into. For the people that take this seriously and execute it as fast as possible, that's what real entrepreneurs do. They figure shit out. They don't complain. They don't make excuses. They figure shit out and they jump in. That's what the sharks do. They just jump in and they figure it out, and it's not perfect and it's messy, but they're getting action taken. And when action is taken, that is when you're going to learn. You don't learn just by reading and listening and taking notes. You learn by doing. Y'all like that message me that are interested in the business, that want to join, can't even figure out how to get $299. Like that, like, I don't mean this to sound the wrong way, but if you cannot figure out how to solve the problem of $299, then realistically, I don't want to work with you. I don't. Those are not the type of people that I want to work with. I want to work with people that figure it out. I want to work with people that go and they sell the clothes that they haven't worn in 2 years so that they can make $299. I want to go work with the people that go pick up some extra shifts so that they can make the $299. I want to work with the people that go take their car and drive Uber Eats so they can make $299 so they can change their life. Because the people that want to will. It's that simple. If you want to, you will. You will figure it out. Beginning of my career, I would literally spoon feed, this is what I do. You want to sign up? What questions can I answer for you? What can I do for you? What can I do? How can I send you the link? Can I create the cart for you? Can I do this for you? Like, I'll literally take the fucking spoon and be like, yo, here's the opportunity. Here's the business that's going to change your life. All you got to do is click this button. And you know what that creates? You know what type of people that creates? That creates the people that, not leaders. Those are order takers. That's what they are. They're order takers. They're not leaders. And I don't want to work with order takers. I want to work with people that figure it out. The people that know how to get it done. That's it. It's that simple. The link is in the bio. You will figure it out. If you know, you will figure it out.
So I feel like when people on the internet are listening to this type of advice, they are going to be convinced that it's a real business venture because it may be things that they are hearing from actual business owners. But the problem is that most people don't take the time to sit and research and learn about multi-level marketing companies before they actually join them. Also, a lot of times, top leaders in MLMs like this, or people that are in WFABB or like this person that's speaking, don't really talk about, oh, this is multi-level marketing. This is how it actually works. Here are the stats on it. So it's really important that people actually take the time to look at the risks of jumping into a multi-level marketing company. I also feel that MLMs like to use the phrases just jump in with the hopes that they can pressure people into joining. A lot of times they will say, well, if you're a real entrepreneur, you would just jump in. And then they hope that by saying that, they are going to be able to get people to just jump in and not actually do that research to look into multi-level marketing companies. I also feel like they use these phrases to not allow individuals to actually go out and seek outside information about this multi-level marketing company and actually research the opportunity that they are being pitched. So something that I love to look at is what the FTC actually says to do when you are thinking about joining a multi-level marketing company. It's actually on the same website that I talk about all the time. The Multi-Level Marketing Business and Pyramid Schemes website has a lot of information on this site. So I kind of want to go over what the FTC says to do before you join a multi-level marketing company, because clearly multi-level marketing reps or WFABB reps, definitely the WFABB top leaders, are going to try and convince you to jump in by saying real business owners would do this, real business owners would do that. You're not serious if you don't just jump in right now and do it. But this is what the FTC actually says to do when you are thinking about joining a multi-level marketing company. So let's read it. So they state, do your homework. Number 1, research the company. Search online for the name of the company and words like review, scam, or complaint. You might also want to look for articles about the company in newspapers, magazines, or online. Does the company have a good reputation for customer satisfaction? Check with your state attorney general for complaints. A lack of complaints doesn't guarantee that a company is legitimate, but complaints can tip you off to possible problems. Number 2, research what distributors are saying. Individual distributors often post their own training videos online to promote the MLM. Search for these materials. Be suspicious if the trainings make earning claims, tell you that the fastest way to make money is to recruit, or suggest that all you need to do to build a downline is find 2 people who find 2 people. Claims like this are hallmarks of a pyramid scheme. Number 3, consider the products. MLM companies may sell quality items at competitive prices, but some offer goods that are overpriced, have questionable benefits, or are downright unsafe to use. For example, be very skeptical about health products advertised as having miracle ingredients or guaranteed results. Those claims are generally false or at least unproven, and at worst, the products could be dangerous. The next thing they say to do is understand the cost. Many MLMs make you buy trainings or marketing materials or pay for seminars on building your business. You may need to book travel and pay for hotels and meals. Make sure you know what you must pay for and how much it will cost over time. I feel like that part is so important because a lot of people in MLMs, especially WFABB, will talk about the fact that, oh, it only cost $2.99. Anybody can make that happen. Anybody can find that amount of money. Any real entrepreneur will. But the thing is, you're not just going to spend $2.99. Most people are going to end up buying the big packages because that's really what this team promotes, not just the $2.99 pack. But you will end up doing that, and then the long-term cost, the cost over time to be in a multi-level marketing company are insane. And I have gone over the prices of MLMs and the yearly costs and trips and just how much you end up spending in an MLM in a year. And it is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that people will end up spending in an MLM by the end of the year. So it's important that you do look at that. So they also said if the company says some of these things like periodic product purchases or trainings are optional, find out if you'll be ineligible for bonuses or rewards if you opt out of them, which is very common. The next is ask about refunds. In many MLMs, before you can start selling the products, you'll have to buy them from the company. Get the company's refund policy in writing. Make sure it includes information about returning unused products and looking at restrictions and penalties. Consider whether you'll get a full refund or only partial. And then the last one is to read the paperwork and have a friend or advisor review it. So read the company's sales literature, business plan, disclosure statements like income disclosure statements, and any contracts or agreements you'll need to sign. Ask an accountant, a lawyer, or someone else you trust who is not, in caps, affiliated with the company to help you review the MLM's materials. Ask them to look at your possible earnings and whether the company can back up its claims and how much money you can make. Ask for their honest opinion about whether you think the MLM is legitimate and a good fit for you. And then they even go over questions to ask yourself, like, do you want to be a salesperson? Because you will be a salesperson in an MLM. They ask if you have a solid sales plan because you'll most likely have to sell to family and friends over and over again. They talk about what are your income goals because they state you might think that with your willingness to work hard, you can earn substantial income through the MLM. In fact, most people who join MLMs work hard, make little or no money, money, some lose money. So they're saying that people who work hard in MLMs make little or no money and lose money. And then lastly, they talk about, can you afford to risk the time and money? So I agree with everything that the FTC says. MLMs are not this thing that you should just jump right into like reps and WFABB will state that you should do, because that's what real entrepreneurs do. In my opinion, they're just doing that so that you don't take your time to actually research the company or to research this team, because there's a lot of information on the internet about this team in general. She also said, some of y'all message me, you can't even figure out how to get $299. If you can't figure out how to solve that problem, then I don't want to work with you. So first off, it's not that it's just going to cost a one-time fee of $299 and you're never going to have to spend any money in this MLM again. There is so much more that goes into fees in multiple marketing companies, but specifically with iGenius. So let's actually look into it. Let's look into how much it costs to be an iGenius rep. So it is stated that in order to receive all benefits from the iGenius comp plan, you must sign up with the elite tier package. That package actually costs $1,500 or $179 monthly. After that, you actually have to maintain a certain amount of recruits, aka people in your downline. And those recruits have to also hit certain ranks in order for you to get higher in the company, which means you getting access to more bonuses and more ways to make money. You also will have to have a GV requirement starting at 1,000 GV all the way to 6 million. So when you are going up in these ranks, you're just going to be spending more and more and more money. And then you're going to have to get your downline to also spend more and more money so that you can collect that GV that is required per rank. So it doesn't end at just being this, $299 fee that everyone can figure out how to get. It's a lot more complex than that, because you could also look into the trips that these teams go on. This team goes on so many trips because, in my opinion, they are trying to present this facade that everyone can do it. They are trying to present this luxury lifestyle that, in my opinion, I don't believe is true. So you will see that a lot in this MLM. It's not just $299.
That's what I posted today, man. Like, people want to change their life but can't figure out a $299 problem. But they want to make six figures. But they want to be a millionaire. But they want to have financial freedom. You can't figure out a $299 problem. Some of y'all ask question after question after question after month after month after month. And I know you're uncomfortable with your reality, because if you were happy with where you were, you wouldn't be asking the question, would you? Right? But sometimes you got to think of it like this. At some point, and I know this because I was where you were, at some point, you become so uncomfortable with your current reality that I would rather be uncomfortable taking action than be uncomfortable with the way that I'm living my life right now, with the way that my life is right now. There was ever a time, the time is now, and the answer is always now. You guys see what we're doing. I'm about to go to Vegas.
See right here, she's already promoting trips and promoting, in my opinion, a facade about living a luxury lifestyle that in all actuality, most people are never going to get to.
Okay? To hang out with some sharks, to hang out with some people who figure out problems, right? We're throwing one of the biggest events of its kind in network marketing history. We just launched brand new systems that are like insanely duplicatable, that is helping the brand new person duplicate. The time is now. So if you're an entrepreneur, show me some character, and figure it out. Click the link in the bio, find the video, find the sign up link, because if you can figure that out, then you go on. Right?
Okay, so that was the end of that specific clip. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about with her was she stated that some people ask question after question after question, and I know you're uncomfortable with your reality, because if you were happy with where you were, you wouldn't be asking that question. So that statement right there shows me that she is admitting that people who join her in her MLM are people that are not happy with their life and aren't in the best place of their life currently. Probably people who are going through a hard time. It solidifies the fact that people who join MLMs, most people, maybe not everybody, but most people who join MLM were most likely at a very, very vulnerable state at one point in their life and at a very difficult spot in their life that got them to join the MLM. So it was wonderful to see her actually admit that. So the next clip is actually a clip when WFABB went on this kind of retreat thing that they had where a bunch of the WFABB people came together in, I believe, Canada, and they had this full-on trip. So I really wanted to show these stories because I feel like these stories really showed the reality of how much people in MLMs have to work, especially how much the WFABB team and the top leaders in WFABB are going to expect you to work, like how much time they are going to expect you to work when you were on their team. So with that being said, let's get into it.
Good morning, Instagram. It is early. Usually I'm up at 7 a.m. on my regular days, but these days have not been regular. And I know I haven't been on here updating you guys what is going on, just kind of giving you guys a day by day what we've been doing. But a lot of you guys have asked, like, what is this for? What are you guys doing? Why are you guys here on a freaking strict schedule? Because you guys see that every day is the same thing. Every hour we have something planned. So yeah, we have a very strict schedule because this is meant to improve in our daily, what we do on a daily basis, how we can be more productive so that we can accomplish more. And so we've come together and we've held each other accountable by having a strict schedule that we're on every day. And the first hour, the first hour we wake up, we journal, we read, or we meditate. And then the second hour, we get ready to go and work out. We'll have a little mini workout session, circuit session where it's hit cardio for like 45 minutes. That one's intense. That one's hard for me, but we're getting it done. And then what else do we have? We start getting breakfast ready. We eat breakfast. Then we have a power hour session for 2 hours. Power hour session is a work session where we're intentional for 2 hours working on our business. And then after those 2 hours, we get ready and we start creating content. So, and then for the content, once that's done and we have the content that we need to grow our social selling business, we have a trading session. We see if we get any trade alerts during that time period. If we don't, we just kind of educate ourselves more with the education that we get from the platform. But if there's trade alerts, we place the trade alerts in during that time. We have an intentional trading session. I love it. And then after that, we have lunch. And then it's a lot, guys. Let me tell you, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, so we have been really just been doing really good with this, and I've also been getting a lot of inquiries from you guys, and you guys messaging me messages like this.
Okay, so the message says, okay, I've been following you for quite some time and I want to be involved. You truly inspire me. Teach me so I can teach others. How can I get started? I'm ready to change my life. Another message says, hey, gorgeous, I've seen you for a long time, what you have been doing with your team and your girls, etc. And I really like and admire the concept. I'd like to start and know more about what you do for money. I've always been scared to take risks, but now it's me time and I'll do whatever it takes to have the type of life every woman deserves. That is what she showed.
So if this has been you and you've been having the same thoughts as well too, I'm actually opening up my spots earlier. Usually I open up my spots to work with new people at the beginning of the month, but I'm doing it 1 week ahead because next month is going to be super busy. As you guys know, we have a huge event coming up on the 7th. So I want you guys prepped and ready to go before then. So if that has been you, and you have been watching our journey, you have been seeing the growth, you have been seeing WFABB just blossom and keep growing and growing and growing. And this is something that you would love to be a part of, whether it's the community, whether it's, simply making your money work for you, learning how to grow your investment portfolio. Maybe it's, the team culture that you like. When you have a team, it's different, guys. Okay. It's different when you have the support, right? Maybe it's, you see how simple it is. So if that is you, pay close attention, okay? Because there's a process, okay? I want you guys to vote on this poll right here, okay? I'm going to have my assistant send out a 30-minute video to you explaining a thorough detailed breakdown on what we do, how we do it, and how you're able to do it as well too. 30-minute video. Once you're finished watching that video, you send me a thumbs up. You probably will still have more questions. I get you on one of the two packages. I only sell the two packages, which is the elite package and the premium package. Any other package does not make sense to me, okay? If you are really trying to change your life, you will go all in, okay? You cannot half-ass. As I was saying, you cannot put in half-ass work or make decisions if you want to change your life, okay? I'm in the business of transformations, okay? I help people transform their lives, like literally like go from nothing into something, which is a beautiful part about what I do and why I keep doing it for many, many years. And I'm just setting the expectations right, okay, with these packages. It's just, you cannot do the bare minimum when you're trying to change your life, okay? So the package details are in that video, that 30-minute video. So that's why I want you guys to watch it. Once you're done watching it, we pick a package, we get on a call. This is super important because I'll have a lot of fake accounts, okay? I'm not just gonna message you, get you to sign up. I'm going to actually get on a call with you to set you up properly so that we can also virtually meet, okay? So this is you. Vote right here. Okay, it keeps cutting me out, but if this is you, I want you guys to vote below, okay? And let's talk today and let's get things going. I'm excited.
Okay, so if you weren't able to actually see the screen when she was talking about their daily schedule, I'm going to read you off what they do from like start to finish of their day because I wrote it all down. So she said that they wake up at 6 a.m. and from 6 to 7 a.m. they journal and read. From 7:30 to 8:30 they do a workout. From 9 to 10 a.m. they do breakfast. From 10 a.m. to noon they do a power hour, which is a power hour is supposed to be 1 hour where you strictly like work, but they do theirs from like 2 to 3 hour intervals, not just one. So from 10 to 12, you're going to do a power double hour. And then from, I'm guessing 12 to 1, you do lunch. And then 1 to 3, you do content creation. Then from 3 to 5, because they said that after content creation, you do 2 hours of trading or a 2-hour trading session. So that would have to be from 3 to 5. They do that. Then they do another power hour from 4 or 5 to 7 p.m. And then I'm guessing after that, that's when they like go out, because I seen what they were doing on the retreat, and what they were doing was going out at nighttime. But a lot of times, like she would have to stay back and do a training for the teams and stuff. So she kind of never stopped working if I'm looking back at it. So from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., they are constantly working, except for the 1 hour where they get to make their breakfast and eat it, and 1 hour where they make their lunch and eat it. So it's interesting how we constantly hear reps say that you only need 1 to 2 hours to be successful in an MLM, that you can do a multiple marketing company while you're in full-time school, while you're working a full-time job, while you're like a stay-at-home mom while your spouse works. Things like that are examples of people that they tell that could do this MLM and also do what it is that they're already doing. Well, looking at the schedule, 99.9% of people in the world don't have the time to do that. They are already doing things like going to work, going to school for 8 hours, going to work for 8 hours, coming home, cooking dinner, doing things like that. They don't have literally 13 hours in a day to try and make it work in this MLM. And the interesting thing about this individual specifically is that this individual was a prior top rep in another MLM. So if you've never seen my WFABB series, or you're new to my channel, or this is the first video of mine that you are seeing, hello and welcome. But with that being said, this team, WFABB, was actually already in the company Monate, and this individual was the top person in Monate when it came to this team, and she was top in the MLM in general, like one of the top reps. So when she left Monate, she brought her whole team with her. She invited her whole entire team of hundreds, maybe even thousands of people to come with her from Monate to iGenius. So what ends up happening is when she left Monate, she went to iGenius, and then all those people that also left signed up under her. due to that, it caused her to really move her way up in the ranks and to start to climb this MLM iGenius ladder that they have with all of their different ranks, because she had a bunch of people that came from Monat and joined her in iGenius instantly, which means she probably made a very huge paycheck that first month that everyone kind of transferred over, and is still probably making a lot of money off of them. If she was not at the top of Monat, I, in my opinion, do not think that she would be where she is today, because having an already built-in downline that is ready to sign up with you in another MLM makes you surpass everyone else so quickly. It really does. And that's how you see a lot of what I like to call MLM hoppers. That's how you see a lot of MLM hoppers hop from MLM to MLM, but then their second or third MLM, they end up getting to the top very quickly because they have people from those other MLMs that have continued to follow them and continue to sign up under them whenever they joined other MLMs. So it allows you to have a built-in downline that is there for you already ready to join with you. Most people who join MLMs don't have this. They don't have a built-in downline. They don't have a huge following of over 20,000 people or more. They don't have all of these people to sell to. They don't have all of these friends and family members that they can have buy their products. So most people are already at a position where they are not going to be able to get to the level that this person is at, especially when it comes to the time that this person and the other ones on her team spend when it comes to their schedule. So the last thing I wanted to talk about with this was where she said that you cannot do the bare minimum, and because of that, I only sell the premium and elite packages. This is all my opinion. This is stuff that I have seen. This is trends I have seen from MLM to MLM. So in my opinion, I believe that her saying this is just an excuse to upcharge new reps so that she makes more money and that she makes more commissions. Because no matter what MLM you're in, it doesn't really matter the package that you choose when you get started. So what ends up happening when you buy a package that costs lower is you normally just don't get as many products sent to you or things like that. So there's really no need to spend $1,000 to join an MLM, or you're just going to have so many products. There's like no real need or use for it. So that's why I feel like it doesn't really matter what package you start with in an MLM. I feel like top reps will always say this. They'll always say that, oh, if you want to be successful, you'll buy the higher package, when in all actuality, that doesn't really matter. It's all about the fact that these top reps and this individual specifically receives volume and commissions off of you signing up with that higher package. So when someone signs up with that higher package, that is allowing her to get her GV requirements and stuff like that, or her volume requirements for the month, and is allowing her to get a higher commissions that month. So like I already stated before, iGenius does have requirements for GV, which is just volume that they have to have every single month. And they also have requirements for people being in their downlines. So I feel like having people sign up with these bigger packages are making it easier for the top reps to get their volume and things that they need in order for them to achieve the ranks that they need to achieve. So if you are joining an MLM, don't let it fool you when they say these things. Most of the time, they're just saying it so that they can make more money and so that they can get higher up in the company. So here is the next MLM fails that we are going to be looking into at WFABB. These are slides all about one of the top leaders in WFABB, kind of talking about what it is that she does in order to try and recruit people. So she's going to try and convince people of kind of her story on what it is that she does in her MLM in order to have people join her. So let's read all of these slides. I think there's about 18 of them, so there's a lot. So the first slide says, "We are living in the greatest time of evolution. What are you doing to learn the newest skills that would be a part of your everyday life another 20 years from now? Since some of you are new here, I wanted to say hi and tell you a little bit about me and what I'm doing. A few years ago, I was completely lost and needed a change. I worked as a waitress in the restaurant industry, but I had far bigger dreams. I tried other jobs, but never found what truly made me happy. I decided to do a 180 turn and started my own lash business, which I still currently run today. Through starting my own business, I learned and am still currently learning so many things about myself. I always had big dreams and visions for myself and knew I was meant for so much more. I really do hope that this person's lash business is doing amazing, because she did start that business from the ground up. It's not anything that has to do with like a multi-level marketing company or anything like that. So I'm sending her all the good vibes with her lash business, and I really do hope that she puts time into that and gets really successful with that. So her next slide said, "Even though I love my business, I've always valued my time and the feeling feeling of being free. One of my biggest passions I have is traveling, and the dream has always been able to work from anywhere in the world. In November, I came across an opportunity that I couldn't see past. I took the chance and got involved in the financial markets. I knew absolutely nothing about this subject at this point. In this story, is she just going to ignore Monat and like the years she was in Monat and what got her started in the WFABB team and her transition to another MLM or anything like that? Because like I said, WFABB moved from Monat to this new MLM iGenius. And then it also makes me question the things that these reps were saying in their other MLM, because the things that she is saying in these stories to try and recruit people is the exact same things that she would say in Monat. She would just relate everything back to hair care and stuff like that. So at this point, I don't know what to believe. It's like she said the same thing about Monat and Monat giving her purpose and allowing her to be financially free and to travel and to do all of these things. But now she skipped that part of her story and went straight into iGenius. I've noticed this not only with this individual or with WFABB, but I've noticed it with other people in MLMs that go from MLM to MLM, especially top leaders that go from MLM to MLM. They end up really saying the same things about this new MLM as they did the other. So it's like, when are they actually telling the truth about what it is that they're saying? Because they pretty much just copy and pasted what they said about their old MLM and just copy and pasted it to this new one and changed the name. The next slide says, since this journey was all new to me, I knew that in order for me to bring my visions to life, I had to be dedicated and open to learning. If there's one thing I learned since starting my own entrepreneurial journey, it's that in order to get something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And you know what? Not taking a risk is a risk. Prior to getting involved in the financial industry, I had also been running an online social media business and host an inspirational podcast that airs at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, with my other business partners called Wake Up with WFABB. Here's where she kind of mentions her other social media business, but doesn't really go in depth into it. But yes, her and the other top leaders in Monat did start this podcast that I think they still do, because they really branded themselves as WFABB versus branding themselves as the MLM Monat. So it allowed them to really take it and transfer that over to what they're doing now. I have to like get closer or bring my laptop closer because these words are so small looking that far. So the next slide says, working online has taught me the importance of not only being forced to figure out and make decisions for myself, but also to give inspiration to other people who have the same visions and aspirations as me to build the courage to go after their dreams. I'm convinced that you can create your own reality and that every dream is possible if you put your mind to it and you do what it takes to get there. So I do believe in kind of like that same concept of everyone's dreams are possible. But at the same time, it's not really a choice like she's saying. If it was a choice for everyone to just see success, then everyone would be successful. If it was a simple choice to see financial success in an MLM, everybody would do it, but that's just not the reality of the situation. Only about 1% of people per MLM looking at their income disclosure statements actually make a livable wage or can be financially set in their MLM, while the other 99% of people find themselves struggling no matter how hard it is that they work. So unfortunately, it isn't as simple as that. It's not as simple as wanting to make a choice or else everyone would do it. She then said, so now that you've gotten to know me a little bit, the one thing I always get asked is, so what do you do? Well, let me break it down for you. I social sell and invest. Don't know what that means? Perfect. Well, let me explain. Have you ever shared a restaurant you went to, referred friends to Netflix series, tagged the shop of where you purchased your clothes? Congrats, you're social selling, only for free. And with the direction the world is headed, social selling quickly became the norm and is something I recommend taking advantage of. Here's why. I say this way too many times. Referring a friend to a restaurant and being in a multi-level marketing company where the basis of where your money is coming from is recruitment is not the same thing as referring a restaurant to a friend. It never will be the same thing. It's not the same thing. Referring a restaurant to a friend is just referring a restaurant to a friend, and being in a multi-level marketing company where the basis of your money is coming from recruitment is just being in a multi-level marketing company. I think what she's really trying to do is she's trying to refer the whole referring your friend to a restaurant to influencer marketing or affiliate marketing. I will agree that affiliate marketing and influencer marketing is being more normalized now than it has ever before, but I don't think the same for multi-level marketing. I actually think that multi-level marketing today versus 5 years ago is getting a lot more criticism and a lot more eyes on it in a negative way than it is a positive. So I feel like part of what she's saying is true, that yes, affiliate marketing and influencer marketing is being more normalized, but I don't really agree especially with multi-level marketing companies being the normal. She then posted up this slide where there's kind of like this screenshot she took and then she wrote underneath it. So let's read that paragraph that she screenshotted. So it says, global sales through social media platforms were estimated at $560 billion in 2020. Online purchases through this channel will become even more popular in the future. Forecasts suggest that the value of social commerce sales would reach around $2.9 trillion in 2026. With where social selling industry is headed and with new technology taking over and the world constantly evolving, multiple jobs are being replaced by artificial intelligence. This paragraph that she screenshotted isn't talking about multi-level marketing companies. So these stats are really involving social commerce becoming a very huge thing now. So they're pretty much talking about where a lot of people are, instead of going into stores, they're being influenced online to purchase products and to purchase from companies. And they're also talking about influencer marketing. So I actually ended up finding that website and I read it. So they specifically stated this on the website. They go, while online marketplaces and shopping sites are conceived solely as shopping spaces, social networks provide an opportunity for brands to forge a community. As internet personalities engaging with their online communities, influencers are leading the way in this regard. As a result, e-commerce companies are increasingly collaborating with them to market their brands. In 2020, during the lockdown over the pandemic, influencers found in live streaming a way to engage with their followers in real time. According to a survey conducted the same year, up to 45% of internet users in India that were watching those live streams, and 83% were likely to buy from those that they followed. So after reading this site that I found that she took the screenshot from, I didn't find that they were really talking about multi-level marketing companies. I found that they were more so talking about the fact that we're seeing more people buy virtually, and we're especially seeing more people buy from influencers, and a lot of people are, or a lot of brands are now working with influencers. So I was kind of confused why she used that screenshot to kind of support her MLM when that's not really what the site was talking about. The next slide says, here's an example of what jobs may be replaced. So she found another screenshot on the internet somewhere where they talk about certain jobs that are going to be replaced in the future by AI machines, or like robots pretty much, because again, I went and I found the site that she screenshotted and they would, use the term artificial intelligence, or they would use the term robot. So they're kind of talking about how in like 15 years, like this site, this is what it's talking about, how in 15 years, there's going to be robots that are going to take over some jobs, which I feel like is kind of a thing that people have already been talking about with certain jobs. But again, I didn't really find it talking about MLM. So I'm curious why she's using this to try and relate back to her MLM. So the next slide says, the world is changing fast and you must adapt if you want to get ahead. And the reality of it is some understand, but many won't because they are too attached to the traditional ways of how the economy works and they do what the majority do. So I do agree that we have many issues in the world when it comes to the workforce in general. Oh my gosh, especially in the United States. Even though we are having those issues in the workforce, MLMs are still not the answer to fixing that thing. Like she is trying to kind of state, like, oh, look at all of these things that are changing in the world. You should join my MLM because of it. I don't really agree with that. She said, so this year I made it mandatory for myself to learn how to invest and share it with others through social selling. So what does this opportunity give you? It gives you freedom, being able to work from anywhere, education about the financial market, access to experts, systems, and the latest tech on the market, AI, automation, multiple income streams, and community of like-minded people. I want to start a business and make money, but I don't want to pay for anything. And she quoted that as like something that people would say. So here's the thing. Nothing that has real value is going to be given away for free. If you want a real change in your life, you need to be ready to invest in yourself. Also, compared to starting any other type of business, quote, my lash extension business cost me about $20K to start. The fee is quite affordable. The knowledge you have right now got you where you are in the moment. However, what you know right now won't take you to the next level. Read that again. She tried to kind of use the fact that her lash business cost her around $20K as a way to say that iGenius is cheaper. But as we've seen, it already cost $1,500 for that elite package that they are trying to sell to most people. So if we actually look at what the U.S. Small Business Administration states about how much it costs on average to start a business in the U.S., they state that most micro businesses cost around $3K to start, while most home-based franchises cost $2,000 to $5,000. So I agree that yes, $2,000 to $5,000 is a lot of money, but the cost of an MLM and especially iGenius, the $1,500 fee. I mean, starting a $2,000 business is really close to that, but you're actually going to be able to own that, and that will be your thing versus being a salesperson for a multi-level marketing company. I also feel like an MLM over time, the cost can double, like I talked about before with what the FTC said about looking into the money over time and talking about how important that is because of the fact that over time, a lot of people end up in debt and in the negatives in multi-level marketing companies because of the fact that over time they cost so much. So again, like I said, with iGenius, they keep talking about the fact that they have $1,500 packages. So say your small business did cost around $2,000 on the low end. That is around the same amount of money to start your own business where you will own everything. Everything is in your control versus being a salesperson for someone else's company. I also know a lot of other businesses can cost anywhere from $100 to $500. It just really depends on the type of business that you are trying to start. I've had other videos where I talk about the cost of small businesses, to start them up, and I would have people in the comments telling me how much it costs them. And I will tell you, I'm going to try and find the video and I'll link it down below if I could find it. But in the comment section of one of my older videos, people were saying, literally 99% of people in the comments were saying, oh, it only cost me $75 to start my small business and now I make this much. It only cost me about $100 or $200 or $250. That's nowhere near that $1,500 price to join these MLMs and the cost over time. And then again, you can own that one thing. So depending on what you want to start when it comes to your own small business, you never know because it may be even cheaper than that $2,000 price range. And then lastly, she said, is this something for you if you're sick and tired of working a 9 to 5, paycheck to paycheck, and not getting enough paid for all the work and effort you put in? You need change and are willing to work for it, willing to invest into your future and pay $300 to $1,500. You want to work remotely. You want to learn how to invest. You're dedicated and hungry. You're 18 plus. So this is all kind of things we already hear. So that's why I'm kind of just brushing over it. And then she goes over how do you start, which is pretty much just signing on the membership and paying for it, getting access, and then that she will guide you through it all. So with all of that being said, I feel like today's video really focused around how WFABB tries to recruit people, the kind of tactics they will use to get you to join. And in my opinion, I find a lot of the tactics that they use are very manipulative, but that is my personal opinion. A lot of them try to get you to not even look at outside sources. They try and get you to jump in now. They try and use your struggles and the things that you're going through to get you to join. Then they upcharge you with the cost of the $1,500 package because it benefits them, not really you. So with all of that being said, let me know what you thought about today's video. Hopefully I get this up on time because I am filming this Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. is when I'm ending. So I hope that I get this up for you guys on Monday at 11 a.m. So if you want to send me any MLM fails, you can totally do that. I will leave that in the description down below. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in Friday's video. I am going to be talking about fucking shit. Now we are trying to do top MLM fails. And the interesting thing, delete that. Through learning my own business. No.